Ty Henry's Tattoos. I'm going to show you how to make barbecue beef brisket. Let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to do my recipe based on a 2 kilo piece of beef brisket here. So brisket is considered one of the cheaper cuts of meat, but when it's done right, it is absolutely phenomenal. So just in a smaller bowl here, we're going to make our dry rub, and then we'll apply that onto our brisket. So we'll keep this nice and simple, and we'll start off with 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 heaped tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, and 1 tablespoon of ground paprika. So this is a quick mix together. Okay, that's looking good. So guys, we'll get about half of it and apply onto the top like that. Flip it over, put the other half on the bottom like that. And all we're going to do is just rub that all over and in. That already smells amazing. Just look at how beautiful that looks. So guys, take your time doing this. It's just like kneading bread. You want to do it nice and slowly, but thoroughly. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is put this into the fridge for about an hour to let those flavors develop. Now put it into something else and put it into the fridge. Don't ever put it directly into your slow cooker crock pot, because this is going to get cold, that when you put it in to heat up, it's going to crack. We don't want that. So I'm just going to wrap it in some cling wrap and place it into the fridge, and we'll come back in about an hour. Alright guys, so what we're going to do now is make our actual barbecue sauce. So just into a bowl, I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of tomato sauce or ketchup. To this I'm going to add half a cup of brown sugar, and that's just packed. Next we'll add half a cup of apple cider vinegar. Next we'll add 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and we'll finish this off with 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now you can add more if you like, you can add less if you like, but keep in mind we've got sweet, sour and hot here. It's a perfect combination. And the final liquid ingredient we'll add is about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. You can't have barbecue sauce without that. So let's give this a good mix together. And our barbecue sauce is ready. Now you also have the option of using honey instead of brown sugar if you prefer. That's completely up to you. So guys, if you don't have an actual slow cooker like me, you can actually put this into the oven. Now if you're doing that, preheat your oven to about 160 degrees Celsius now. Now what we're going to do is pour in about half of our sauce just on the base there. And we'll get our piece of brisket, put that straight in. And we'll pour the remainder of our sauce straight over. And make sure to get that all out. You can already tell this is going to be amazing. Alright guys, so lid on. We're going to set our slow cooker to the low heat, and I'm going to cook mine for about 8 to 9 hours. Now if you're putting this to the oven at 160 Celsius, you'll be looking at about 5 to 6 hours. So we'll come back then. Alright guys, so I'm at the 9-hour mark now. And just look at that. Alright guys, so at this point we're going to preheat our oven to 200 degrees Celsius. And in the meantime, I've just got an aluminium foil tray here. So what we're going to do is put our brisket into this. So I'm just going to use a white spoon for this, just so it keeps its form. So guys, what we're going to do is place our brisket into our oven now. Okay, so we're going to leave it in the oven for about 15 minutes. Now we're going to pour this stock and sauce mixture into a saucepan. So we're going to turn the heat on our saucepan, bring this up to the boil. Okay, and once you have a boil going, we'll reduce the heat to low to medium. And we just want to simmer this for about 5 to 10 minutes until it thickens up. So guys, have a little taste at this point. If there's anything you want to add to it, now is the time. But that tastes sensational. We don't need to add anything. And the flavour will get much richer as this reduces. Alright guys, so I'm at the 10-minute mark now. Just look at how nicely thickened up that is. Now you want to coat the back of the spoon. You can see it's still a bit liquidy, but keep in mind once this cools down it's going to thicken up even more. So the heat is off, we're not going to go more than that. So what we'll do now is bring back our brisket. Alright guys, so I've just brought our brisket out of the oven, and as you can see it looks fantastic. But we're not done yet. So what we're going to do is pour some of our sauce straight over. Make sure to give it a good covering. All over the sides as well. If you prefer you can just brush it on, but it's easy to just pour it like this. So what we're going to do is put this back into the oven and leave it in there for about another 10 minutes. Alright guys, so I've just brought it out after another 10 minutes. So let's give it another glaze. So this will be the last layer. Alright, back into the oven we go for another 10 minutes. Alright guys, so I've just pulled it out at the 10-minute mark, and just how amazing does that look. So we're not going to slice it or touch it yet, believe me that's going to be really hot. Let's let it rest here for about 5 minutes and then we'll slice it up. Alright, and here comes the fun part. We're going to use a very sharp knife. And we're just gonna slice our brisket. Just look at that guys, that is just amazing. Guys, just look how tender that is. You can even pull it, you don't have to slice it. Okay guys, that was my take on barbecue beef brisket. So you saw how easy that is to make. You can set this up in your slow cooker in the morning. By the time you come home from work, it's ready to eat. Endless possibilities on how you want to eat it. I like to eat my brisket on its own or with a bit of chips on the side. When you got it sliced up like this, you can put it into a burger bun, make a sandwich, make a wrap with it, make tacos with it. Endless possibilities. Brisket is very versatile when it's done right. And it just melts in your mouth. And the best part about a recipe like this is your fingers get nice and sticky, full of flavour. It's real finger licking good. I hope you like that guys. Please like, share, subscribe and turn on your post notifications. You can also follow me on Facebook, Snapchat and Instagram. I'll see you all next time.